This is more like it after the last Steel River loop. More food and just better food, coffee. It's nice having all these luxuries after scraping by on food for the back half of the 12-day trip. Look at this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bag of chips. 908 grams. A lot of bags these days are like 235 grams around there. This is 4 of those. And it was like $6.50 at the Extra Foods in Marathon. Oh, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. I do like my chips, potato, and corn. And this will see me through the trip, or at least for a couple more days. Maybe one more day. My record in one sitting is 3 bags, but I was much younger then and going through a growth spurt, and my body just wanted chips all the time. I don't recommend doing that. I think I was watching Lord of the Rings and ate 3 bags like halfway through the movie, or one of the Lord of the Rings movies. Can't remember which one. But another time, my buddies and I were at Casey and Pat. We were at a resort, Deerhurst, and we wanted to count calories that day, but not in the normal sense. We were doing a calorie contest to see if we could make it to 10,000 calories in a day. I ate many, many chips that day, along with I think Pizza Hut, KFC, McDonald's, cupcakes, beer, milkshake. I don't know, all kinds of things. I made it to 9,000 calories, and that was the absolute most I could do. And Casey and Pat, they made it to 7,000 calories each, and one of them, Ralph, to about 7 times after that. So I don't recommend that. I don't recommend any of these eating habits. All things should be eaten in moderation. So I'm gonna stretch this 4-bag of chips over a 3 to 4 day period. I dove into them at the motel. I couldn't resist, obviously. So I probably put 1 bag down there. I'll do another one today, and then 2 more days worth of chips. I'll get by. So one problem with this site is that it is quite literally crawling with ants. If you put your hand down, food down, your foot down, your butt down, anything on the ground, it will be crawling with ants within seconds. Now, there's something I can get behind in this situation, and that's that they cart off the dead mosquitoes on the ground, which I quite like to see. So maybe we can have a symbiotic relationship after all. Like here. Here's a dead mosquito, just killed it. And if any crawl in my hand, normally they do. Oh, there's one crawling off my other hand. He'll just go ahead and take care of that for me. It's like a garbage man. I appreciate that. Ow, this one's biting me. Usually they don't bite. There he goes. Take that to the queen. Anyway, back to matters at hand. It's a beautiful day right now, and thunderstorms are a possibility later. So I'm gonna take advantage of this peach of a day, at least morning, and get some fishing in. Over there is where the University River opens up into University Lake, and directly across from it I stopped on shore here to check out if this was a viable campsite so I could just make note of it for the future, and also to see if there were any blueberries. And I hit the jackpot. They're kind of sporadic, but there are lots here. Yum. Well, lo and behold, this actually is a campsite, or it used to be, in Obatanga Provincial Park, when it used to be an operating provincial park. And it's a really nice site. It's perched atop the lake. Great views and nice big, relatively flat living area here. It's a nice one. I've been fishing for a couple hours and I haven't had anything, but that'll happen on the days where you're going for big fish. I'll just run you through some of the lures I'm using, or I'm planning to use throughout the day. I'm opening up my big boy box from my tackle box, which is actually a knapsack. I'll be using some plastics, a couple big curly tails, and my bread and butter big paddle tail, all rigged up on this 5/0 hook with this, I think it's a 1/4 ounce piece of lead on there. 1/4 ounce doesn't go down as fast as I would like sometimes, but it does give it a nice flutter. I'll be using some big cranks. I've got this Jake and then a much larger one. This one's huge. Look at it in proportion to my hand. That one's new. I haven't caught anything on it yet, obviously. Just starting out. I've got a Suic. I might try that at dusk for some top water, and then some larger cranks like the Storm. I've got a jointed Husky Jerk Fire Tiger. Got my biggest fish ever on that lure, a 20-pound catfish out of Georgian Bay. Imagine my surprise. Big quick fish. If I do any casting, I'll try this oversized spinner bait. And I threw a little bit of a paddle tail that broke off. I just threw it on the end of there. It's heavily scented. This is old. It must be at least a year old, but it still smells pretty strong. And if I'm casting again, I might also use this musky buck, blue fox. I've got a couple 40-inch pike on that. And then got red and white big spoon. And if I'm trolling a spoon, sometimes I'll add this little flasher leader on there. So you hook that onto there, and that looks pretty dynamite as it's all three are fluttering through the water. And I think that's the gist of it. But anyway, right now I'm just casting, letting it fall deep to about 50 feet, and then just popping it back, hoping to get into some deeper fish. Not actually fishing 50 feet, but the 50-foot basin is right over that way, and I'm casting more along this line, which should be about 30, 40 feet. Pizza. Non-bread pizza. One of my favorite backcountry meals. Usually I do it calzone style, but today I did it open face. Just got tomato sauce under there, pizza sauce, lots of cheese, and bacon bits. And I would love some onion, but I do not have any. There's the bald eagle from that nest I saw earlier. Hard to keep him steady here. I'm in the canoe with maximum zoom. Eagle's homed in on something. Dead fish, maybe? Huh. He had something. Gave up on it. It's getting close to dark, and I fished for another couple hours this evening. Got into one pike and one walleye and some shallow weeds, which is what I expected. But I wasn't going for anything small today, so I didn't stick around. Headed back to the deeper breaks along off of the deeper basins, and I'm gonna pack it in fairly soon, and nothing significant. So that's the way she goes sometimes. You can have a big bonfire and then head out tomorrow morning to Obatanga Lake. Well, the bonfire is interesting. One of the worst mosquito swarms I've ever been in. I'm covered. There are hundreds. Help! Help me! Usually the fire will deter them a bit, but holy smokes. If I try to get in the tent right now, I'm gonna spend an hour killing the ones that come in with me. I gotta figure something out. Oh man. I had to get the other microphone, or the other camera, to get the external microphone on these guys. Listen to this. I've killed probably hundreds by now, but they keep coming. Wretched, they're wretched creatures. And here's why. I'm almost always covered, almost head to toe, even when it's hot out. Pete's wearing bug spray and sunscreen like crazy. I don't really use bug spray, so almost never. Including now. And that's because I am clothed. It's good sport, you know? People like fishing, they like hunting. Why not mosquitoes? I hate them more than any other creature on Earth, so why shouldn't I try and eradicate them? I feel like I'm committing a genocide here. This is... but they keep coming. I'm not putting a dent in their numbers at all. So what I'm gonna do is go somewhere over that way and then run to the tent and hop in. But first I have to brush my teeth because I never miss a brush, and somehow use the washroom before bed. I'll save you the horrors of how that's gonna go. I'll probably have to pee on the run. Anyway, back to it. Got mosquitoes to kill.